Hey there, thanks for joining me. I wasn't intending to make a video today. I was intending to print this little box I designed for my granddaughter. But as you can see, I'm having some issues, so I thought I'd make a video showing what the problem is and how I plan to fix it. My granddaughter Millie needed a little box to store her hair clips and hair ties in. And after designing the box in Blender, I'll release a video straight after this and I'll put a link in the description, a full making of video showing how I made this box. I started printing it using an orange filament, PLA, and everything was going fine until about an eighth of the way through the print, about 10 millimeters up, the extruder started under extruding and I don't know what was causing the problem. So I stopped the print and I thought it might have been the orange filament because I hadn't printed with this particular filament before. So I loaded up some grey filament and attempted to print the same part and had the same problem where the filament was under extruding. So I backed out the filament and I thought maybe there was a problem with the nozzle, and I took the nozzle out. I didn't have a new nozzle to replace it, but I did have an old nozzle that I could use, so I tried that. And then I couldn't get the filament back into the extruder. There was something seemed to be blocking its path. So I pulled it apart again and found a couple of bits of orange filament. Just wasn't really stuck in the top of the inlet tube into the hot end. It was just sort of sitting there, and also was a piece of grey where I'd tried to feed in some grey and it melted a little blob there as well. So I removed those and tried printing again and still no go. It was still under extruding. At this time thought, well, maybe it was a nozzle, so I pulled the nozzle out again, tried cleaning it and reinserted the nozzle, and then tried to print, and the nozzle was gouging into my build tack surface on the bed. And that's when I noticed that the nozzle was actually in on an angle and was protruding a bit further than it should have been. So what's happened is that I've cross-threaded the nozzle when I was reinserting it back into the heater block. So long story short, I need a new nozzle. I now need a new heater block, and I'm thinking if I'm going to replace the heater block, I thought I may as well look at upgrading the hot end to an all-metal hot end so that I can now print filaments that require a higher temperature like nylon or carbon fibre, reinforced nylon or PETG. And I thought this might be a good opportunity to just replace those parts and upgrade it. So I've ordered the parts. They'll probably be a week or so before I'll see most of them. But one of the parts, the actual heater block, has to come from China. The other parts I could source locally. I'm going to use a micro Swiss all-metal hot end. Interestingly, ordering that through Amazon here in Australia was going to cost 65 odd Australian dollars for that part, plus $51 shipping. So that's pretty crazy when you consider that part will fit into an envelope, and to come from the US was going to cost me $51 in shipping. So I ended up finding a local distributor or supplier that had that part in stock and was $65 with free shipping. So that's the part I've ordered. The heater block on these is a Mark 10 heater block, which is not as easy to get as a Mark 7, 8 or 9, which is interesting. I could get plenty of the other heater blocks here in Australia, but not the Mark 10. So if you have one of these printers or a printer that uses a Mark 10 heater block, I'd recommend getting one in. They're only about $5 for the heater block. Getting one or two in and just having them on the shelf just in case something like this happens to you. So I think that'll do it for this video. Once I've got the parts in, I'll make another video showing how I'm going to put it all back together. And the video on the box for the hair clips and the hair ties, I'll release as its own standalone video. So look for that in the description below. Alright, well that's it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. And as soon as I've got this back together and working, I'll make another video and release that to show you how I did it. Thanks again. Catch you later.